Okay, so hot on from this morning's video with the teaser about the low light performance of the new GP3 processor and possibly the HERO14 Black. GoPro has now officially announced the GP3 processor, and it's given us some sample images as well to look at to see roughly what the capabilities of this thing are. So it's really interesting. I'm going to be reading a lot off the press release because this is breaking. I haven't had time to really fully prepare this video in the normal way. Yeah, let's take a look at what we've got here. So we can now confirm that the GP3 is a 5nm spec processor. So GoPro is saying that it delivers more than twice the performance of the previous generation GP2 processor, but it also has AI functionality as well. So GoPro specifically mentions things such as higher frame rates, resolution, and of course low light performance in terms of the things that this processor will improve. So what GoPro says is that the core of the GP3 is a specialized AI neural processing unit, and GoPro states that the GP3 also features dedicated cores for scene recognition and subject detection as well. So it says that GoPro cameras will be able to understand their environment in real time and adjust camera settings automatically. And along with the 5nm process, it also means that the GP3 will be far more power efficient than the previous generation as well. So I'm really happy to see this. I'm really happy to see that the GP3 is a leap forward, at least from what we can see here. It's probably a further leap forward than I was expecting, if I'm completely honest. Now, I was expecting the GP3 to be good, but I wasn't expecting these sorts of features on it, but it is exceptionally good to see that this is the case. So there's a really interesting quote from Nick Woodman here, and it speaks to the possibility of a more sort of prosumer orientated camera perhaps. He said GP3's bleeding edge cinema grade performance will enable GoPro to enter the ultra premium end of the imaging market this year, serving the needs of a new higher end market segment that can grow GoPro's business and brand. So, you know, this is really interesting in itself. But as I mentioned in the video this morning, you know, I speculated about this idea that maybe this processor could be used in a camera that was perhaps more prosumer based, or, you know, dedicated to being used in a more professional environment, even if it might be, you know, an action camera style format, maybe a dedicated vlogging camera in some form. We'll wait to see, but it's really interesting that Nick Woodman said that in his statement. So we've been given a few sample images from the camera. There's some low light examples, and you know, I've given them a cursory look, and I have to say the tonality of them looks really nice. There's an image of a car at what looks like just after sunset, and I have to say it does look like the dynamic range and tonality of the image is quite cinematic. You know, I don't know whether that's using the inbuilt color profile in the camera. Generally, GoPro, when it markets the imagery for these cameras and takes still grabs from the videos in its promotions, GoPro does tend to use the built-in color profile. It doesn't tend to grade them too much. So it's really interesting to see this one particular image of the car just after sunset, because it does have a kind of cinematic tone to it. GoPro's color science has always been really good, but yeah, this is interesting. We've also got this image of a horse going through water, and again, the color tonality looks really good. Now, it could be that they're using some sort of in-camera filter in the same way that DJI's action series has the film presets. That's a possibility, because the way in which this image looks, I have to say, it doesn't look action camera-y. It's a very nice tonality. I'm going to keep using that word. And of course, we have the image that we saw in the video that I put out this morning with the lady lit by red light in a low light situation. So it's really interesting that, you know, they've chosen this red light, because cameras can find this difficult to reproduce well. So it's interesting to see that it's not only low light, but also one of the most difficult kind of situations for cameras to reproduce in some ways. And one thing that strikes me about this image is how natural it looks. It doesn't look like the kind of over-processed look that you get from the low light modes on the DJI cameras and Insta360's camera. It's still a very naturalistic looking image. There are also some black and white images here, and these black and white images are one reason why I'm speculating as to whether there are some built-in film look presets in some way, some different color profiles that replicate that look. And again, they look really natural, they look really pleasing to the eye, just the way that details reproduce. It doesn't have that harsh action camera look. I'm actually quite impressed by this, and again the tonality of the image is looking really nice too. I noticed that these images are not in a 16:9 format, so you know that could be that these images are taken in a kind of open gate format. Perhaps it might be that they're still images. So we don't know yet whether these images that we're seeing have come from video grabs or whether they are taken in the stills mode. That's yet to be seen. But either way, things are looking up for this next generation of GoPro cameras, and given what's been said about the specification of the GP3, I think there is a very strong chance that this camera will be one to look out for. It's an important release for GoPro, and it will be really awesome to see them bringing the Hero line back up to and possibly exceeding that of the DJI cameras and Insta360. So I'm really pleased to see this, and I'm looking forward to getting my hands on one of the cameras that uses this chip and giving it a full test. But yeah, another short video. I had to get this done quickly, as you can imagine, so forgive me for any lack of polish and the quick nature of things. But yeah, again, if you like this video, please do like and subscribe, and share it around as well. And I will see you all in the next video.